Let's find out with Aaron Hugo.
That's always a question, Trace. We'll have to wait and see from him. But for now, it's mousesports, it's complexity, and it's Dust2. It's also a bit of a B-play with shots like that from Robs. Hopefully, we can have a bit of a comeback for mousesports in this map and series. JKS tip-tapping from the window, has to give it up. Already chucked his nade in for some pretty good damage, but a bomb plant will be allowed, and we already know how difficult these B-site retakes can be. Add in the fact that there's no kit and you're a man down, well, it's feeling impossible, but Poison begins things right. He's already found a core. 3 through the tunnels. JKS peeling back from mid. He's got a flash to set his team in, but mousesports already trying to push him in middle. They swap sides. Rops at the back of the site, and they don't know yet as he taps to the USP, just hiding in. Rush with a double kill in the meantime. Frozen does eventually kill the man in mid, and he's got to win another fight if this round is to be won, because he is on his own in a 1v2. Already on the bomb, they're sticking it. No kit as well. Frozen whiff shots, and the cover is there. Cole somehow, some way, win the round. They pick it up on a retake, a man down from the get-go. Very patient play for JKS. Love to see him like fall out, fully give away the site, go back to middle, and even though he gets no kills in that round, well, 2 assists off of damage from his HE, and he also throws that flash that gets Cole back in through the tunnels. That's certainly got to feel good. The package for mousesports, well planted, gives them bonus money, but not much more. And I'm not expecting a full buy here from mousesports, right? Just Eagles coming through in the second. That extra 800 gives you a little bit to work with, but Dust2 ecos can be pretty brutal, even with the Deegs. If you're not getting a hard B play in, then running it up catwalk and trying to get a bomb plant is usually a go-to. Right now, mousesports are pretty split. Just defaulting, just holding on. They will eventually group towards Cat, so committing into this A site, and Blame F, he's got the right gun for the job. Tries to spot middle, they are feigning a bit of attention, and it's doing a good job of drawing Blame back, but he still knows what's really in store, and with Poison on the car as well. Oh, the nade could be good. It could also be a bit too late, but no, they don't commit, and actually Frozen picks up the Deeg. Blame goes very wide. Second nade should do everything, but Poison doubts himself. Will finally come through, but they're going to make it past. EMAS down to 2 points of health. mousesports, they need to get in and get this bomb plant now. They're being given the room. Rops is on a B-lurk, but this isn't really going to hold too much value at this point. No one's rotating and retaking for the CT spawn. Config could have stopped the plant, but a kill will do instead, and everyone's falling like flies here for mousesports. Robs can kill across on long, but that's best case scenario, and now they've spotted him. They can just full defuse. No kit needed. 2 defuse round wins here for complexity, but with back-to-back bomb plants, mousesports are going to have a sizable nest of money for their first gun round. Bonus for Cole too. Poison on the scout. BMAS fast out long. He's just looking away from the flashes. They're going to try and push the smoke. He wins his fight and does even further damage to the second. Dexter helps out too. And it's a good start for mousesports. Kills going their way on long. Conceding his Poison. Orb does make his way to the pit, flashed in. No one giving away kills on the site now. Cole are already down and out and gambling on this A bomb site. If Frozen does find a bit of a lurk into B, that could be everything for mousesports in terms of just clearing out this round. I say that, Cole looking to crunch. They've peered into middle. It's going to be punish play. Robs with 1. Config can finish the job on 2 low players here. Poison's coming in from above, and Robs is dead as well. There was a chance, and there may still be Config. Lines up a double, but Frozen does stand strong. And for a second, that felt like it could have all come tumbling down, but mousesports get their first round on the board at a bit of a cost. Timeout coming to an end. A double AWP with no armor. I mean, Config's going to have a bit of Kev, but Poison not quite as fortunate. This is a ballsy investment for Cole, and still waiting to see what Rush and JKS are going to do. Probably Deegs and FAMAS for Rush. And sadly, in the midst of all the madness, Trace, I can confirm or deny in this fact the package was not secured. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Oh, man. It's so cold. I'm so cold. That was so pointless. Hello. Look at this, man.
No, you're always here, Harry. What are you talking about?
I jogged back while some packages aren't getting delivered. You know what is getting delivered in this round? That bomb up the catwalk, Hugo. That's what's happening right about now. They're moving in. Oh, Poison. Falling back over here towards the crossroads, looking for a way in with the AWP, and he's in with the first. So that bomb actually won't reach its destination, funnily enough. Bit of a reoccurring theme today, as it's all left onto Dexter in the 1v3.
Yeah, Molly dropped. He can try and get a plant here with that Molotov down. It's cut off both CT players. They lob a nade in, a couple of them, in fact, but it's not going to do all too much. Dexter trying to pick fights, and they're both waiting. Guess one, but not the other. And Cole win in on the retake. Another retake with no kit. Who needs kits when you win the round so convincingly? Cole just getting it out of the gate in the early seconds. So 3-1. Nice.
Scary for mousesports, though. This was always going to be a scary series, right? The idea that either Complexity or mousesports will just be falling shy of the cut for the main event of IEM Katowice. You know, it's a very, very scary timeline that we're in right now. And with how things are shaping up, at least early on here on Dust, they really want that IEM Katowice placing. And you know, I think for them at least, it would be quite a nice turnaround. You know, this is a team that, as we mentioned, were playing with stand-ins consistently. You know, they were always 4 out of 5, and there was always some caveat towards the end of 2020. And so now with the full roster, you know, they're really fighting for this. They really want to show what Complexity has to offer again on the big stages versus the best teams. And so it's nice that we're getting this convincing showing out of them. 3-1 up right now, 1 map up in the series. And looking to end the run for mousesports. Oh, little fight coming up. Poison taking on Acor in this battle of the AWPs, and that looked dead on, but Poison trying to get out of there, I think there makes the shot miss. Does deter Mowers from the fast cat play, though. Slows them right down. JKS holding this line into the tunnels. And Robs just might feed the beast.
Oh, JKS, that smoke is a bit of a problem. Let's hope his barrel doesn't stick through, but he takes a shot and backs up. Config sees a player coming up mid, calls for the flashes. JKS sets him up. It's perfect. Config spots a second player coming through and deals with them well. It's only Acor's AWP. They've already pushed long. That's a nice flick. But a 1-on-4 with a bomb down, it's not happening. Blame just swings with the flash, and Cole keep it clean and concise. 4-1. They don't take the double AWP. Oh, sorry, they already had one. And this could not be going much better for Complexity if they were trying. Nice, the Config just doesn't overstep it right. The comms are there for Cole. Team play as he waits for JKS to set him up to go for those fights in middle. And now just Deegs for mousesports, so should be a 5th for Cole. They at least have been able to net bomb plants, right? There's something we didn't see on Mirage for mousesports. Very different map, but they were getting cleaned up before they even got close to bomb sites. Well, we've seen that bonus cash come through for Mouse and at least allowed these buys, but it's about getting rounds on the board, and right now, Mouse are struggling.
Yeah, this creeping mid-control, not something that's really been working out for them early on. It's only the Deagles, but still hoping they can find something with it. This setup inside of the A site is pretty scary. You know, you got Blame F with the Org holding this angle. He's able to lay down this like blanket of fire, while Poison is all about the finer details, trying to delete people with that AWP, but instead he's gone to the Deagles. Blame doesn't realize that BMAS has snuck by, and well, I was going to say maybe BMAS has opened the round up, but Rush has just closed that door pretty firmly on Mouse. Oh, Config, little overzealous there, buddy. You don't want to go thinking you've won the round before you've won the round. It's not over till the big Deagle sings, and now JKS with one of his own. Moving up through CT. This was never a round you were meant to retake if you are Complexity. JKS gonna require something nasty. There's the peak from Rops, and he has dealt with the first. Acorn low from these engagements at Cat. JKS being very, very patient. Oh, that molly might be enough. Things are getting a little hot and heavy for Acorn. Burns him out with the molly and puts that 5th round up on the board. Cole are very, very confident. That much is obvious, right? Config goes for a jump shot, man. He's like 10 points of health anyway when he does it. And so he just gets deegged out the round. That was the nicest little, sorry, the easiest little kill that Mouse have had in this game, it feels like. You almost give it away.
Yeah, I like how slow JKS plays a retake as well, not panicky at all. He just sets up. He knows that he's at least going to get given a, you know, one peek. And once he does, he just holds back and waits for the second. The molly will do the trick. But he knew with the bomb just getting planted, he had plenty of time. Acor's out long quick. Orp as well. He gets behind the blue. 4 CTs here. He's going to smoke the Molotov. Will it work? They are hunting him down, and he can't even fire. Rush is so fast. That looked like a kill for Acor, but denied. And the quad long setup is everything Complexity ever dreamed of. mousesports, whatever their game plan was coming out of the gate, has been denied. And now they're just trying to retake middle. Already, Cole have moved players over. And mousesports never knew there were 4A. I think if they knew there was a 4-man long setup, we would have seen, you know, Robs try and get a B pick, you know, go desperate into it, knowing how much space you could have granted. Well, now, you know, firstly, they lose Acor without that info, but Cole have had plenty of time to spread back out, to put 2 in B. They give away Cat, but tucked in at the A side with the AWP roaming around, supporting long, helping Car. Poison's very free, and talk of free, Rush is just pushing top mid. He's coming from the long doors for a flank. That's enough info for Cole to be ready for this B play, and that they are.
Ooh, Rops. Good for the trade at least, but it's that bomb dropped in middle that's going to cause you all kinds of problems. Look at all these crosshairs, man. Just, yeah, anywhere you peek, you are in for a bad time if you're mousesports. Next is trying to get some information, hopping across the window, but even then he didn't really see anything. And that's going to put even more fear in you if you're Mouse. There's the peek. Rops somehow does deal with the first man, but there's that re-peek from the AWP in CT. And yeah, I mean, that round you were never going to win it. Like, Complexity would really have to drop the ball to give that up in that 4v2. And they don't. So it's as simple as that, really.
Yeah, this is looking pretty simple for Cole. That's a safe bet right now. 6-1 up. No problem at all. Watching this in VR, respect. That's kind of cool. Quite literally in the server, walking around Dust. Well, Mouse, they got to run the gauntlet right up catwalk.
He's probably more in the server than Mouse are right about now, you know? Like, this is...
Oof. This long flank can be dangerous, right? Because, you know, while it's a nice info play, if Rush commits here and Mouse take A, Rush is just going to be left retaking with his B players. And whereas he would be more value on long, holding the cross towards Car, he's not committed though, so he can peel back. He can at least confirm on this A attack that there's no lurkers. It's a 5-man Cat play. And yeah, Cole ready for it. Rush is already running right back to support his team as mousesports set up quick. They drop into the spawn. That's not really been ascertained yet, but Poison with a missed flick, and Rops does get that kill. Swinging wide is BMAS, only good for a kill on Frozen, and he's now all that stands in the blink of an eye. 1-on-3, hunting this kill along. Rush escaping, and he does get out alive with a bomb in no man's land as well. He has to kill JKS, and he doesn't even know he exists. So shot through the box, and 7-1 to Cole. These guys don't miss.
Yeah, this is like a real trial by fire, right, for Dexter and mousesports. You know, coming in, having the Katowice play and be the first thing you're playing with the team that you've barely even had a chance to meet, let alone like acclimatize to and understand what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, how do you want to have them, you know, like playing that style that you like to call. And, you know, the resilience to come back into a game that's already starting to slip through your fingers this much is something that even the most seasoned IGLs struggle with.
And being real, you know, back in Australia, probably got pretty easy near the tail end, right? Renegades won like 10 events in a row after last year. Right. So, you know, at a certain point, not to say Dex is not a massive part of that, but when your team are winning that, I say easily, right? And I say that very loosely, but yeah,
no, it's
a different level of competition.
I think you know, the Renegades players themselves even tweeted about this. They said that, you know, in AU, it felt like they were never getting punished as much for the mistakes they make as they do at international competition. And I think that's a very, very fair statement, right?
Sure.
It's the same reason why a lot of these Oceanic teams, like Tyloo for years, man, how they would just be like, oh man, no one could even touch Tyloo playing over there. And then it's like, then whenever they would come over to international events, it'd be like, yeah, one map. All right, guys, that's it. You know, you got that. But that was kind of the extent of it, because it becomes easy for things that are very exploitable or punishable by top teams to maybe fly under the radar when the competition you're up against isn't able to punish you for those same things. You know, they become kind of a habit, a bad habit at that.
Insult to injury in this round. Cole jumping around and just getting kills. 15 seconds, a good
That was
flash.
nice.
Didn't need the one tap, but it certainly works. Bomb can be planted unless the jump shot comes in, and of course it does. Oh dear. Absolute slaughter. 8-1. Yeah, timeout time for mousesports. Better late than never. And the money certainly doesn't help either. Really a half-buy situation, unless you're just running full AKs with a couple of smokes and flashes and going quick. Don't really want to be running Galils on a map like Dust2. You want those headshots coming in quick, as Acor shows. Yeah, Blame is feeling pumped after the first map and the way that this one has started. My, oh my. We saw Robs' scout in one round of the previous map, and he beat an AWP with it, so we've got high expectations. Oh, if only. God, you're lobbing mollies and long from Car, not even giving away picks to mousesports to force them to commit or to bail. And bail they shout to set up for flashes. A couple of layers of utility being lined up. Ooh, very close for Poison. Rush is tucked, so Poison can stay here and repeat, but he's not going to get one yet. There's the trade. Dexter dead. 2 more men out. He doesn't know about the second one. He's being baited. It's good bait, but Acor won't commit. If he waits for Frozen there, I think he never dies, and Frozen gets a freebie, but instead, it's another trade that favors the side of Cole. Robs his scout in a 1-on-3, and, well, it's already looking pretty rough, pretty tough. And only the tag to blame. 11 remaining. And 10 rounds deep.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be, you know, the real beginning of the end here for mousesports. You know, that is what it's starting to feel like. I'm always someone who's a big believer in impossible comebacks, and this is one where It is exactly that. It is an impossible comeback. Like, you're 9-1 down. It's going to take something unreal. And it's not even like in a lot of these rounds you've had much success to go off of, to build anything around.
And what a sad reality that out of these two teams, like massive names, especially of last year, only one of them is going to be making it to Katowice, right? This is the last slot. This is the last chance. Big MIBR are playing right now as well for another one of those last chances in the lower bracket. And that's it. That's the play-in done. And we go to the main event. So mousesports might not be joining us unless something flips, something switches. Obviously, it's great to see Cole with a chance, you know, up there at the top level, considering we've not been able to see the full 5-man Cole roster that we know and love for so long.
Well, this round we got this little long hold, right? They've successfully moved these players back away from long. Poison instead is over here on the catwalk, so Cole don't actually have this information. Frozen is holding outside of the tunnels. He was just waiting to see if any pushes come through. And now that that hasn't happened, he falls back in through T-spawn. Complexity still 3 strong over at that B site, losing Rush. Really, if a kill doesn't come in, this might just be a save. You know, like, money still isn't all that for Cole, and they want to keep building on this lead. The last thing you want is that, like, break in momentum. And then suddenly that's how mousesports get back into this. Now it's definitely a save. And at least keeping 3 alive, they can look forward to purchasing up in the next. But I tell you what, you know, if you are mousesports, if you did want to get back into this with a 6-9 still a possibility, this is the way to do it. And it was only starting to feel impossible because of that lack of momentum and how Cole had all of it. Well, they're going to be on track to get this second. That's a guarantee. And then if they find a third, Complexity actually run out of money. And so at that point, it's like the world's your oyster, right? You can do so much more with even like a 4-11 half than you can with what this beating was earlier. So a nice little switch up there from Mouse, like going in with the long play. I think they're helped out by Cole not really fighting for long control in that round and anticipating a B hit. They were 3 strong over towards B. They had Poison pushed up aggro on Cat, and they lost Rush through this smoke from A-Core. Like that, there's no accounting for that if you're Rush. You know, he didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to play the timing, trying to stay alive, and then gets dealt with through the smoke. So it's a combination of mousesports going back towards long, working wonders, but also a couple of unfortunate decisions and timings for Complexity that they can't let disrupt the flow of their game.
Back to the 4 long for Cole, and the control taken. mousesports want nothing to do with it, but this is a great reaction. Even though they don't know the sheer numbers on this side of the map, they are going quick out middle, and they have cut the rotation down. You've got to push the smoke here if you're config, and you've got to make a play. He almost does. 1 for 1 is good enough, but Dexter decks the B player, and now it's a save for Cole again. That's a great sped fast round for mousesports. The exact recipe for disaster on what Cole were doing out of the gate. Good call, but not something you can replicate, right? Like, Cole aren't going to go back to the quad long out of spawn for some time, I imagine. But it's the building blocks. You talk about the 6-round half, Harry, and mousesports are well on their way to recovering.
So not an impossible comeback after all, right? You take a hold of the money and suddenly things ain't looking all too grim.
Anything is possible, Harry.
I mean, that's all it kind of takes, right? Like, you imagine how this was feeling. Is it was like for 9 rounds, you know, you just couldn't get that ball rolling. Like, nothing was really working. Cole seemingly had the read, so they were all confident. Everyone was just winning their fights, so they were going into every engagement like believing they'd already won it. And all it takes is these few little breaks in momentum, and that's going to do a lot of things, right? Suddenly, Cole are thinking, well, let's not throw this game away. Like, we were 9-1 up, things were looking good. So maybe that forces them to be a bit more hesitant or a bit more respectful. Yeah. On top of that, the calling, well, suddenly you're acknowledging, okay, we actually maybe don't have like the beat on them as much as we did. So we'll try and play a bit more general. We'll try and, you know, we don't lean into these like triple B stacks anymore. We play more standard. So suddenly what you're playing against shifts a little bit as well. And these open up more and more holes for mousesports to try and exploit, try and turn to their advantage in the long run. Then you factor in the fact that now they're getting ahead in terms of the money. And that's going to force Cole to maybe play more conservatively, go for those saves. You know, you're not going to be attempting any crazy clutches.
Oh.
So in terms of recovering this game, mousesports are right where they want to be.
Yeah, they've still got to make it happen though, right? They lose this round and they might just be back to square one. They've at least got that small cushion of cash to fall on to. A mattress filled with millions, but the IRS are nearby. Up catwalk for Mouse with the bomb. They peered towards a mid to B early, and they're going to throw in the smokes. They can always drop in and go back to it, right? It is what worked in that previous round, but not looking like a commitment this time. Rop's going back to a long lurk. Rush has been very, very good at knowing when to give it up and when to come back and support his team. Also, when to push. Now it's not one of those times, though. He's tucked to the corner. Rops is not giving him anything either, as mousesports with 30 seconds set up the execute.
Oh, Dexter's gone through. Blame throwing that palm tree flash. Does blind 4 of the players, but no one's there to peek on the back of it, and instead they peek a little later on the second flash. Frozen while blind deals with these players in the site, and it all falls onto Poison, but this orb delivering kills and is in with another. Now has set JKS for an attempt at the 1v2. That bomb's got to go down, so for the time being, he knows he's in a 1v1. Can't deny the plant. He tries it with the jump shot, and that's when Rop swings. That is a bit of like, you know, you don't have many options there. You either look for the one fight, you know, that's available over towards long, or you play to deny the plan. And, you know, Rops was in position so that if he did the latter, Rops can swing and lock in the round.
Yeah, that was like an experience round for Rops. That's where he really shines through, right? Because even though he's so late to long, that's exactly what mousesports needed, especially considering they get the first pick, right? Frozen with the entry, he kills the first man up on the site, I think it was Blame. And Rops waits until Rush is in the kill feed. And then at that point, when Rush dies, Rops knows that long is open, and he barrels through the doors and comes up and kills 2 more players. Poison saving the bomb plant, and then the last player covering on the jump. So yeah, Rops, you know, coming in late enough that there's nothing Cole can do about it. This time he's lurked into B on an A stack. It is obviously an eco, so he's read it well. And should be able to cut off another rotation. There it is. 5-on-2, and just going about their business, looking to clean it up nice and easy. 5 rounds for mousesports, and yeah, that comeback, that impossible comeback, as you put it, Harry, well, it's certainly looking possible after all.
Now it is, right? Dexter making me eat those words, as are the rest of Mouse.
How do they taste?
Sour, man. Gross. I wish I never put them out there in the first place. But this is the thing. I think throughout this, you know, Cole maybe just kind of needed to have a moment to regain some composure, right? mousesports were blessed with the momentum break in the form of like a pause into winning some rounds and breaking the money. And Cole haven't really had much to say. You know, they're now the ones on the other side of this. They're now the ones playing at the whim of mousesports. And so it's given Mouse a way to get back in. No kits in this round. Important thing to note, right? If it comes down to one of these retakes to round out the half, you're going to be feeling that burn, that time pressure if you're Cole. And it's a B creep in this round to try and set Mouse up. That smoke, will it deter them? It looks like it does. But in the meantime, A-Core has dealt with Blame F down here in CT spawn. And so suddenly, you know, the map feels a lot more free for Mouse. They hear that they've rotated a man down into CT Poison. I was going to say, where did his orb go? He did get his hands back on it and falls back to the crossroads, but they know they're shuffling players around for Cole. Now mousesports going to use this to their advantage.
There's no way Rops is going to know the B's open right now, right? Config's peered in, and JKS has swapped sites. Rush gets 1-for-1, that's okay, but now they're going to chase down Poison, try and hunt this AWP stuck in spawn. Missed shot, Molly pushes him in. He has to commit now, he has to get a kill, and Rops is on this flank. Orb does somehow manage to go 1-for-1 there, and this flank should be the deal sealed. JKS has no idea that there's a man right behind. Config runs amok through the Molotov, takes half health from it. Rops closes out the half, and mousesports make magic happen. 6 at the end of the half. Complexity still in a great position, but the momentum in the hands of mousesports.
champion sword. Yes.
Embrace your destiny, slay your enemy, raise a legacy. No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energies. Pull yourself back together and staying off track forever.
My, oh my. mousesports making the comeback happen. You weren't believing at first, but now you just might be, as they've started to recover in that first half there. Cole, they were set up 9-1 at a point in time. It didn't look like anything could change that, and somehow, some way, mousesports don't let them put a single round up past that. And now they sit with a convincing half under their belt moving into the second.
Yeah, let's not lie to ourselves, though. Cole are still feeling absolutely fine, right? They are a map up in this series. This is mousesports' pick. We see a bit of face at the end of the T side, but now big old Blame gets to call the shots, gets to hit them as well, and set his team up for success. So let's see what the plan is out the gate. Hinge smoke for Blame. Nade going in close, won't do anything. Config gonna run the gauntlet up Cat, and the bomb's long late with 2, so Cole splitting this A site. Oh, he sees a leg, and that almost was enough, but dropped in was Acor, and BMAS hit to shot on long. Now, bomb doesn't go out to trade, so they never actually saw it. But they could imagine this would be ending on that A site. Oh.
Oh, the flash is well timed. But BMAS is out of ammo. Dexter's trying to lend a helping hand, and there it is, big Dexter. Oh, but Rush, and with a response, how on earth has he gotten it so close? Rops is still there at the elevator to bail them out.
The voices, Harry, they're back. I feel like I'm back in the battlefield. The danger zone. But no, mousesports.
I don't know if anyone else just heard that. That was disturbing.
I wonder.
Oh.
Ooh, scout down mid for poison.
Big scout.
Big scout. Acor takes a tickle, but he won't be laughing too much after that one. Poison wants to finish the job. Oh, very close. There's a player tucked as well. If he stands on this cap for too long, he might get swung. And there it is, drops off. Robs does get tagged, and Config finishes the job on one player. Acor out of the round. 5-on-3, and Cole, this is a force buy, but they're making it work.
Config as well, with the most rat-tastic play you can think of, holding close with that MP9 frozen. A lot of pressure here to put up numbers, and he's not crumbling under it. Instead, he's looking to do right by the rest of mousesports, and here he is, trying to lock in this B play. Is good with 3. He set BMAS up maybe for an attempt at the 1v2. Weapons now retrieved, though, and this buy from Kohler gets that much more dangerous as a result. Lots of damage onto BMAS, and he might be thinking about saving already. 18 points of health. Config.
Heard it.
He's aware. But awareness is one thing, and actually winning the round is another. Ooh. There's the flick back, and now it's infinitely more interesting, but 3 bullets is all he's got. Needs the headshot, and it's not going to happen. Blame holds the line, and Complexity, they steal that round away with the force.
Oh, that's when you got to put it on burst, Harry, and just hit the triple.
That's where the burst would have come in handy, yeah. Right? 3 bullets, it's like, it's begging you to do it.
I mean, how sad is it that you can hold down the B site like Frozen does there and get 3 kills as the anchor and you lose the round? Like, there's not much more Frozen could have done. 5 bullets here on this final peak. And Blame does take him out, and it's enough. Great round for Cole, of course, with the force, with Config, you know, getting grimy in the CT smoke. But it's going to be a stolen round right under the nose of mousesports. leaving them just with Deegs. Acor saves for the AWP, and Rops pushes on a timing that looks good. JKS checking up a Dark. Oh, yes, that is a kill and a gun gifted. Rops with a Galil can make this round happen after all. Coming out from lower. They have got him trapped right now. Rush looking to lock it in, but Rops rather uses the smoke to escape. Pushing B and now punished for it. Rops is up above. Maybe the view model blocks him. Is he on CL right hand one? That's the big question. Because Rush is right below. Dodged and ducked under Rops. You may wonder, but he doesn't know.
I hear the long play. Dexter does more than hear the long play, man. He's trying to help get it back under wraps. Dexter's gone. It's the two Danes over at long, moving in together. BMAS and his Deagle sneaking his way up through CT. Now arriving at the crossroads, tries the jump shot again. Don't love it, don't like it, but BMAS is trapped at the elevator and getting whittled down by Blame F at long. Config wraps around from behind and drives the Glock into the back. Complexity up to 11 and no money left for mousesports. Make no mistake, right? It might have been a nice recovery from Mouse, but Complexity, they're trying to get back in that driver's seat.
Yeah, winning that force buy it's such a middle finger for mousesports, right? Like, mousesports win that 6-round comeback, then they get the pistol round, you're starting to feel it, you're starting to believe, and then boom, the money just gets absolutely turned on its head. And now they're in a predicament, to say the very least. Dexter flashing long on contact, but none has been made. Coulter just holding. There's a spot. Ooh, Config's not blinded because he's so tight on the angle, and Rush can help out as well from behind the blue bins. In fact, Dexter flashes all three of his teammates somehow, some way. Now he's mollied, so yeah, from bad to worse. And Rops now maybe soon to be in a hearse as...
Hey, Rops is so close to the screen. He's also in VR, basically. Yeah. Like, it's right in front of his eyes. Look at that.
Don't know if that's live. Oh, it is. It looked like an image for a second. He was so
That's how still he is, man.
Wild Rops. Yeah, when they say Xantara's peak, they don't even mean how he acts in the game. They just mean how, like, close his eyes are to the monitor. That's like Xantara's level close. But nothing for Rops. Most boring round he'll ever play. Clearing angles that Cole aren't even moving into. Because why offer up a gun? Why offer up anything when you know that Rops is saving nothing in this round? You may as well build your own economy. And even losing one player could have, you know, disastrous outcomes in, you know, the late round or the late game. When it comes to that money. Well, it's not going to be a problem. 5 alive for Cole, 12-7, and just 4 rounds away from making it to Katowice main event and eliminating mousesports in the process.
Yeah, I mean, I think I speak for everyone. You know, you were hoping to get 3 maps out of this. Considering the caliber of both of these teams, the fact that, as we said earlier on, like, one of them won't be at the main event at Katowice. You were hoping to at least get a 3-map series, a close series, and Cole, they don't want that to happen at all. 1-0 up right now, 12-7 in the lead here on the map pick of mousesports. And time running out for mousesports to turn this game back in their favor. The CT side, we talk about it a lot, very, very punishing. One where your opponent can just start to run away with the game if your CT side ain't working. And really, this is like one of 2 remaining full buys that you've got if this doesn't go your way.
Painfully slow for Cole as well, right? They're in no hurry. Molly, not going to force the AWP off because Acor is a little more passive than the traditional cat drop. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen this one. Is that the B doors smoke? Or is that just going to land in CT? I'm actually interested. Blame doesn't commit with it. Yeah, he goes back for it. Yeah, I'm very invested now. It's just a CT smoke. Double CT smoke coming in. Rush with the rush, and he's gonna get a lot of damage off. Blame trades Rops above the balcony, and B is lost, and the round with it, right?
It might just be the save, and you really don't love making this call, but you don't have anything else to really throw at this. No utility other than that one incendiary. No kit. And also players that were out in middle, you know, you don't even have the map control to get into mid to begin the retake. So it's the save call. And even that in and of itself, you know, while it's great that you keep 3 guns, it's likely going to maybe tempt mousesports into investing, or at least it certainly could do. And, you know, even that could be their undoing in the long run. Cole, they're back in the swing of things. That B play works wonders. And it's one of these horrible rounds where Mouse, they like sit around waiting for their opportunity. Well, you got 2 of them and that was it. And if you didn't at least go 1 for 1 in that, then the round was over. It's one of these ones where those 2 kills come in and immediately Mouse are like, well, save, that's it. We've given over another.
Yeah, and you don't really have the breathing room to be making those calls, right? Even though it's the right call to make there, you can't keep doing it. 13-7, and Cole are clawing their way to the lead. What have we got here? Eco round the saved weapons to allow for one of those 2 buy rounds that you talked about the mousesports have left. So that'll be coming up. Still make this round work, right? Get your guns in pole position. Maybe you start to make plays, right? Cat boosting. BMAS is up there. I imagine he's been boosted. He's very fast. Oh, that's more like it. Orb fighting doors, and Acol picks up poison early. Fast out long, no players to stop them. Oh, I like the wall of smokes for Cole. They're going to be able to get a player in the pit. Usually you just flash and chuck a player in the pit that way, but this is a lot more safe and will force a reaction from mousesports. They're going to spray the smoke, maybe use some util. Acol looking above it as it fades, and Cole have no one in the pit. They're just looking to cross into the site. JKS locking down rotations from lower.
Yeah, what those smokes do provide for Cole is this orb back in the A site. Because he's worried about exactly what you're saying, right? A player crossing into pit, he actually can't swing wide comfortably and see this close walk up, right? He's always paranoid about an orb bearing down on him. That flash will allow the peek, and he does get the info. So that's something at least. However, Config doubling up over towards that A site. And by the way, this isn't even the real play. Like, this is just the fake. Look at how he's done it. He's in A. He is in A. And Rops is like, well, I might just save. And then he hears the footsteps in B. Suddenly he realizes, I'm where they are. I'm in the place that they were originally hitting. I don't even think Cole were expecting Config to do that well.
No. Yeah, who cares that he dies at this point, right? Frozen doesn't have time to go for the gun. They've got to retake with Deagles, and they've got to go now. No kit either. Rob's up close. They're going to be ready at this point for him in this position. JKS with a spot. Blame could just swing him, but why rush? Why jump the gun? Make mousesports commit. This is a dirty setup for Cole. There's the swing coming in, and now just Frozen, who sees the barrel. He's got the info, but he's not got a single connecting shot. 14-7 for Complexity. Config with the best sold fake you'll ever see, with 3 kills on the A site, finding all the guns in that round. That's unreal, isn't it? Like, you think the weapons are going to be enough to maybe give mousesports a fighting chance, especially with a 5-on-4 out of the gate with Acol finding a mid pick, and Config just kills every rifled player and sets Cole up to take B. 1 round of this half, it was the pistol. We had Cole fast mid to B with a force buy, and from then on, it's history.
Yeah, they got this pause, this little break, right, to try and figure out how they want to approach this. Now, this is the last buy round you're going to have if you don't turn it around. So this is where you need your results, and you don't just need them once, you need them over and over again, ideally 9 more times, right? If you wanted to grind this game back out, you know, you got the double AWP set up at least, something to fall back on. Makes that B hold over in towards mid. You know, the support that Rops can offer that much more threatening. He will go for the cross, and mousesports 4-stack this A bomb site, trying to go for the long controls, trying to deny Complexity this at least. Cole didn't rush it though, instead they're holding. Config throwing the cat smoke. Give himself passage up from the lower tunnels. And so that little early stack hasn't given any results over to Mouse. Now they put Acor back here in mid with the AWP. Poison up against him. Poison also has the bomb, remember? So this fight could either do wonders for Mouse, could be their way to drop the bomb in middle and really force Cole to squirm a little bit. Oh, the combat's dodged entirely. You know, we're a long way into this round and no one's even really seen each other yet. College is playing this agonizingly slow style, not giving the frags over, not giving a man advantage away until they're ready to go on their terms. And they've got this cat control. Now they're moving out through long for this A-side pincer. They check for B-Mass. This is where you need Dexter on the swing to put up some numbers and get these trades. And he is delivering that at least. Helped out by Frozen, and a missed shot for Poison means that bomb is dropped at long. And so suddenly this plan that was coming together for Cole has been uprooted by Dexter and Frozen at long side. And that should be the round for Mouse locked in. You know, don't get me wrong, great stuff from Dexter to secure the double, but also really good reaction from Frozen, realizing that it is going to be this short split timed with a long play, and just going, I'll give up this side, I'll go help Dexter. We trade favorably at long, and then worst case, we're set up for a retake. Yeah. Best case, they drop the bomb, and then they end up winning the round on the back of it.
Yeah, not a save Cole wanted to call, but just one where they have enough money to rely on or to lean back on that it's not really going to matter. Got players on $9,000 pre-buy, so ain't no thing. And 14-8, double AWP for mousesports. I don't want to talk about this like it's suddenly some realistic comeback. We'll have to see if they can get us there. Right now, it's just about whether Cole can shoo us over the line in time. Fast flashes long. Blame's going to give it a go, but Molly will keep him contained. mousesports at least have that. They take the position right back, and Cole don't really have much real estate out of the gate. Hinge smoke to jump catwalk. Or try to jump a catwalk, he'll get there the safe way instead. They've set everything up to feign an A attempt here at from the get-go for Cole. Maybe that was even the plan out of the gate, right? With Blame looking at long and Config throwing their cat smoke. But they've grouped B. Blame is going to be coming in on a mid play again with this smoke. Oh, that is the, yeah, that's what I was waiting for. The door smoke thrown for the same position he threw the CT1 the other round. And door smoke comes down. It's all on Rops at the back of the site. He needs support. Dexter has to play from the window. And that's actually a bit of a perch for him. Peeking in from above, only good for one. Config and JKS with kills to open up B. And Cole should surely be taking this one.
The money, the morale, it's all getting low. mousesports, they got to decide, do they stay or do they go? Hit on B-Mass, AWP in the retake for Acor, and a grim spot to be in. You either give over 15 and you have a pretty weak buy, but you've got something, or you attempt it and risk giving it all away, and they're going to go for the lesser of two evils, right? Give up 15, try and claw back 7 in a row. But that's not an easy feat when you've managed, what, 2 rounds in this second half.
Yeah, and I like how, you know, even though we talk about how sometimes maps like Dust and Mirage especially can get stale, and we've always seen it 1,000 times, there's nothing new. Well, sometimes it's nice to pull out an old trick like that. Like, I haven't seen that smoke in actually years in professional play. So to see Blame chuck it in, if you missed it, it was just on the catwalk above the Xbox, and you throw a B doors smoke. Like, that's really all the way around the world, and sets you up pretty nicely for the B play. So Blame can come in on a late mid to B, and it's perfect for Cole. You know, it's not quite the telegraphed, you know, door smoke coming in from the rafters of B that the mousesports are going to see, and they're going to come with seconds of warning. Robs back to his tricks in mid. Oh, Acor domed by Poison, who's definitely been winning this head-to-head on Dust2. B-Mass on and off angle with one. Poison looks to trade with the AWP. B-Mass escaping. Is he going to re-peek? It might cost him his life. It might cost him the map. Dexter wins his battle. Find a config at Cat. And Rob's still patiently waiting towards the doors. Nothing has been given to him, but that's about to change.
Oh, tiny little gap. And the flick on a poison is in. That bomb now dropped causes a world of problems for Cole. Robs doesn't try and hold it, doesn't overstay his welcome. Instead, they just play the numbers game. JKS has been spotted and Robs is there, ready, willing and able. Deals with the man in question, leaving it all on BlameF. This long flank is in, but BMAS...
Saw him.
I think he saw him, right? Yeah. The adjustments have come through. Yeah, BMAS caught him right at the last second. They're all converging on BlameF. All around him. Nowhere is safe, including right behind the guy. So
whoa,
it's not the cleanest from BMAS, but what matters is you get the kill and you get a 9th round.
Yeah, it didn't take the second orb there. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Aiko can buy it with Kev as well, but maybe it would have been something to do either way. Just means Aiko has no utility if he wants to buy his own AWP. Rops with the AWP is a nice sight as well, right? We had a bit of that on Mirage, looking good, and does in this round as well. We'll have that AWP for Aiko, albeit utilityless, not a worry. Just focus on the frags. Rop certainly is right down mid again, but he's been flashed off and lets Cole get up Cat once more. Blame lining up the mid to B. Rush throws in his own as well, and it's the door smoke coming in. Rops, he gets a shot before it blooms. Oh dear, a follow-up through the door, and the smoke is missed as well. Disappeared into thin air. Frozen holds B well. Poison gets through, but Frozen trades places in the smoke, and Poison's confused. He doesn't know where he's gotten to. Rops is even tucked to the car, and he's going to back up into his opponent. Bomb drop, BlameF, another 1-on-4 that he can't do, and mousesports up to double digits, at least giving us a run for the money.
Yeah, but this isn't one of those games you want to just make respectable, right? This is one of those games you want to crush, Cole. You want to get back into this. You want to take it to OT. It's a lot of ambition, a lot of resilience needed. This double AWP is looking deadly. Rops' AWP, man, it really is looking clean and looking to be a difference maker. Since we've had it over towards that B site, the B holds, the support in middle, it's all just been notably better. And Cole are clearly feeling that pressure as well. They call in this tack pause, hoping that they can right this ship before it goes too far off course. Only pistols in this round, so 11 for mousesports, feeling very, very likely. And with each round they get, the more they start to believe, the closer and more threatening they become at securing that overtime. Likewise, though, the bigger the heartbreak if it all falls apart right at the very end.
We got a 10-legged spider creeping and crawling up catwalk, running amok into this A site. Deagles and Glocks. Yin and yang. But the failed run boost certainly won't get them too far out. It does at least cause a distraction, meaning Dexter only gets 1 kill. Rush Glocks him. Acor taps back with a default pistol of his own. And Config, well, he'll send him packing, but not for long. It's a round for mousesports. I don't know how the Glocks make that so interesting, but all right. 11 rounds. I'm not sure. I don't know when it changed. I guess the double digits is always a massive hurdle to climb, right? It's when you really, especially on mousesports, start believing more than ever. You know you're just a few out of reach. And now the money is in their favor as well, right? It's not like they're eco. They lose a round, they're done. So they're buying, and they've got everything they need and more. Double AWP. Rob's holding lower. Was he spotted from the top? If he was, that's big info. Let's see if they can clear him.
Oh, you turn him away for a second, but he still strikes you down. And with that, even dropping the bomb, Acor now posted up. Oh, you wanted to get the trade? Oh, well, you thought maybe that was going to come through for Acor, but instead he's actually tagged down very, very low. JKS has been dispatched to go and get the bomb, while the rest of Cole turn their attention to long.
Uh-oh.
Into the double setup they go. It's BMAS and Dexter with this crossfire. And while they're focused on BMAS, Dexter's given his time to shine. Only good for one, so BlameF readjusting is now ready for an even fight, but the flash rains in as Acor does everything he can to turn that in the advantage of Dexter. JKS, a big clutch on his plate. A 1v4 turns 1v3 to find, and the AWP already on the angle. This one should be sealed, signed, and delivered. mousesports up on a 12. The money gone again for Cole. And now you're starting to believe. Are you believing, Hugo? I'm believing.
Why not, right? We're here. May as well. Can't doubt him. It's been there. It's been tangible. And now 3 rounds away from that, one of which is going to be the full eco, or the low buy rather, for complexity, pistols and armor. Okay. Okay. Back to B. Blame drops the Xbox smoke. Are they just going to storm the fort?
Robs doesn't want to give the AWP over, right? That's the scariest thing that can happen, is if these B players die, like even if you're trading 1 for 1, if you put an AWP in the hands of these Ts in a post-plant, that is scary. You know, especially with how influential guys like Poison and Config have been with that weapon. So it's pretty pivotal. Not only that Robs takes a couple down with him if a B play comes in, but that AWP does not find its way into enemy hands. And already losing Dexter, these are the rounds that can slip away from you so damn quick, and they're feeling that now. Robs with this AWP, don't worry, he's not in a giving mood. He takes them all out of the round, and he puts up 13 for Mouse. The comeback now might be more possible than ever, as they're just 2 away. Complexity, they had their chances, they had their times. But now everything's coming up Mouse, and they can feel this one getting too close for comfort. mousesports are believing.
That's scary. That is scary, at least for Cole, right? What can they rely on, right? What can Cole do that's been working? They had a bit of a streak towards the start of the half. mousesports to come back in with a massive one of their own. 5 in a row. mousesports have been putting numbers on long early. It's something that Cole were exploiting at the start of the half, getting in quick A long. But maybe that's something to go back to in one of these gun rounds. For now, JKS doesn't know how close Rops is. He's been good at avoiding flashes and even gets the bomb down as well. He won't hold on to it. But that's big info that at least Cole was set towards B with a bomb out of spawn. There's no adjustment here for mousesports, and I imagine that's under the assumption that Cole won't commit because of the knowledge mousesports now have. And so they back up into another setup that includes another AWP.
Yeah, both these players flashed off. And Rops dropped out of the round. Poison is the man to beat him. And I was going to say, Poison might be the player who has to step up, because now you've dealt with Rops, you know there's only one man left inside of B, and that man is Frozen. Dexter barreling through the CT smoke has helped bail Frozen out, but now he's got to turn his attention into the tunnels, and he can't do it in time. It's a 3-on-3. Dexter down and out in the window. Poison trying to show us why Cole were waiting for him for so damn long. And it all comes down to this, a 2v2 retake. AWP on A-Core. BMAS moving in a flashbang as well to try and open this round back up. That Molotov at A-Core can be used to devastating effect to flush out Rush. Will he be able to capitalize? The smoke doesn't fade in time, so Rush gets out of there. Poison runs them down. It's down to the 1v1, and A-Core moving in, taps Rush out, and that there is 14 for Mouse. They retake B in the 2-on-2, and they keep on fighting.
How do they keep this going, Harry? How are they holding on? I thought after that Molly coming in, just 2 seconds too early, that should have been it. That should have been the game done. Rush able to escape and still shut down. Oh my, great round for A-Core. Incredible round for Poison, but it's not enough. 4 frags from the young gun. And still mousesports hold on. Bomb plant is everything though for Cole, right? Given the money for the last round of regulation, and Nuke as our deciding map of this series that might certainly come through after all. Oh my goodness. Blame's got a long spawn. Does he really want to throw himself into the fray? Potentially die, right? You're gambling at a certain point with spawns. You're hoping the AWP isn't there posted ready before you are. But that could be something to go back on. It's something that Cole haven't done in some time, and that's due to mousesports with heavy long setups in so many of these rounds, forcing Cole into B plays that haven't gone their way either. And this is it. This is what the last couple of hours have all led up to. Round number 30 on Dust2. Either Cole goes straight through to Katowice, eliminating mousesports, or we start the clock again.
Yeah, was this big push, was this final push all for nothing? Or is this the start of many comebacks yet to come for mousesports? The book's still being written. Complexity. Dealing with the pressure they haven't felt yet in this matchup. And it's back to this slow, creeping mid-control. mousesports, they've encountered this 100 times. You know, they're used to it now. And they're taking liberties. They get BMAS aggressive over towards the long doors. They've got Acor holding down this short side. And this engagement is one that's going to matter a hell of a lot in the grand scheme, right? If he nails this shot and is able to get out of there, then things might be looking good. But now they've seen that molly go in. Now he has isolated config. He's gotten him trapped ahead of the Molotov, but that's not info that Acor has. And he decides, you know what? At this scoreline, when the numbers matter so much, he just doesn't want to take the risk. And so he plays it passive. There's one. The tag to config. Acor in with another. Looking to prove himself. Looking to shine. And Acor trying to take mousesports to overtime. There it is. This game's going the distance. We run it back in OT. mousesports are fighting for this tooth and nail. And they get it to overtime. Doing anything to stay alive.
Well, obviously, we just made two major changes within the team, right? And we had a player move up from Australia to Hamburg, so he needs time to get settled, and he's probably still a bit jet lagged. And getting a new in-game leader, and also with the team dynamics changing, and Acor also being new to the team. Like even I'm also new to the team. I joined mid-November last year, right? So I think there's a lot of things that we need to get used to, and it's going to take time, and it is what it is right now. But I feel like that if you think of that we've only been practicing for a week, we're a pretty good place. So one game at a time, we want to qualify for the main tournament and then just take it from there.
Isn't over yet. You lost one fight, but it's not the end.
They fought long and they fought hard, but the fighting doesn't stop now for mousesports. They get this game to overtime, and they've got to do even more than that. Somehow we're all tied up at 15-15, and now we run it back again on Dust. mousesports, they did the impossible to get here, and now you're asking them to do it again. A third map, still a potential, still on the horizon. Complexity, can they deal with that pressure, that feeling of knowing this was their game to lose? And now that could actually happen. Config, fast out through long. This guy's been playing out of his mind in this game, and there he is with the opener. He really wants Katowice. He wants that main event. And he's dropped Dexter early. A man advantage right out of the gate for Cole. A complete and utter pace change from those slow creeping defaults in mid to a fast long play that blindsides mousesports.
It's about time. I've been waiting so long for one of these long takes, right? It was what was getting Cole rounds early in the half, but they just stopped going back to it. But maybe they didn't have the spawns. Maybe they, knew the mousesports were playing heavy there. But finally, a solution coming in. 7 rounds in a row for mousesports, and Cole are looking to break the streak here in OT. It's a beautiful spray from Frozen. Lots of damage done, but still the kill comes in for Config, who climbs up above the boxes. Oh, smoke on the molly. Akor's found a gap, but the double nade from Rops down below. He fires in from CT, and he stops the plant.
And when they're bringing out the big guns, it calls for heavy artillery, and that's exactly what mousesports bring to the table there. Blames out of the round as well, and now we look at JKS. Very quiet game from him. If there ever was a time for us to see JKS do something, anything, it would be a time like this, but he is surrounded. There's the first, up through the ramp another, and over at short, it's Akor, locking it in. Him and Rops find that round. 4 for Rops, by the way. That secondary Ops still in the limelight away from Akor at times. But between them, man, they're not rivals. They're the greatest allies right now. They're making this happen with that double orb setup.
What a perfect nade as well. Double, not just stopping the plant, but killing both site players. Oh, that just causes chaos for Cole. And mousesports, the tally builds 8 rounds in a row from regulation to OT. Why stop now? Poison going for a long pick. No one's here, though, this time for mousesports. They aren't going to be facing it at all. And that's actually the worst case scenario. Cole are hoping if they get a long opener, they can just charge B and know that it will be weak, know the mousesports will be core rotating. Instead, nothing gained for Poison, and Cole have to make the call. All right, well, maybe long is the answer. We have been given this position. We may as well do something with it. And knowing that Mouse don't have, 3, 4 players in this position, well, they've probably got B on lock, and that is, in fact, the case. So Cole, out of the gate, game plan does not go their way. They have to rotate round spawn. It's a long rotate, and it's one where mousesports are very much wondering what's going on, but that will confirm some of the question. Dexter, tucked behind the car, finds his timing to peek and catches Poison posted for the site. And now Cole, now it's murky waters. Now it's enemy territory. They don't know anything about long. They've got to retake this position only to set up into the AWP on A.
Yeah, what's the decision here for Cole? Like, Blame's taking the bomb all the way back through T-spawn. This doesn't even look like the A commitment. This is a fake by the looks of things with a late play into B. Times really are tough when Blame's kind of posting up for like a 2vx. Rush on the entries. Oh, all the entries at that. However, him and Config have both been silenced in tandem. And now this strat really does start to fall apart.
Yeah.
Blame's here alone. Like, what's he even able to do? It doesn't get the kill onto Frozen, and now they know about him. He sounded the alarm. He's rang the dinner bell. And mousesports, they're hungry, not just for him, but for this victory. There it is. The push through the doors should seal the deal. Blame in with 1, but so little time. They don't want to throw it away. He's got to get the kill, and BMAS is up close, but he just about holds on. 17 for Mouse. Continuing to rack them up high. This was 8-15 in favor of Complexity. Well, since reaching 15, they've not got anything, man. Not even in overtime thus far. mousesports on one hell of a trajectory to make this comeback happen.
That was almost Blames though, right? Like, that was almost stolen away. He could have gone for the stick, but he chose to go for the fight. And I actually respect that there, right? Like, he knows he's at the whim of whether, when he's sticking that, he's at the whim of whether he gets rushed or not. And you never know. Rops is now taking matters into his own hands and pushing the lower tunnels out of spawn. He doesn't know about the other man. He might get caught, but Rops swivels on a dime and JKS says goodnight. It's a mousesports double opening kill, and from bad to worse. you're thinking, if you're Cole, you're still thinking about that last round. You're still wishing that Blame was with Rush when he got that double opener. Think of the last time they ran that fake, right? It was Config who got 3 kills on A and Blame plants B, but it didn't matter because they won the round. Well, right there, that could have been Complexities on A. Instead, they're just scampering, scarpering for 1, desperate, and nothing being given over. Molly's on the cross. Dexter on the site having a great game as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 strong here for Mouse. Like, Colin walking in, a man down in this site take, essentially, like a 3-on-4. So you need someone to step up. You need someone to deliver. Blame F and Poise. Oh, look at all that damage. Where's it even come from? They've got it down to a 3-on-3, but man, everyone is wounded. Everyone is ill. And the only man with any HP is gone. Rush and Poison, 1 shot away. Now just Rush. We'll get it down to the 1v1, but it's Rops. It's the big hitter. It's the man that's caused you all the problems. Rush is quick, though, and he puts up that 16th round. They at least get something from a guy with 11 HP.
After 9 in a row for mousesports as well, from regulation to OT. Finally, the streak is broken. The curse has been lifted, but there's some more magic that needs to happen here for Complexity to actually close out this map. Still down a round in the second half of OT, rather. And mousesports don't want to come all this way only to lose here now. Accomplished what they set out for, but there's still more to do. And now we flip sides. Cole over to the CTs.
I think one of the most notable things here, right, is it was when that double AWP between Acor and Rops came out that this game really changed tides, you know, and the moment you hit overtime, well, money isn't a problem anymore, you know, you don't have that punishing CT side effect to fall back on, and that really was the turning point. Like, if you remember, heading into that, they win their first, and then it's like, well, they just have to do that 8 more times. Oh, well, they did, and it worked, and now money's not an issue. Now you just need to worry about you and your form and what the team are doing. And thus far, mousesports have looked great in that regard.
Double up T side as well. It's not even just like dropping 1 out of spawn and playing it for a pick early. Rops is committed into the round with this weapon, and it's worked wonders. JKS peeks tunnels, trying to catch someone leaving with the Molotov, but Rops just picks him up and just resets as well. Doesn't even go into B. No trade offered up. 2 smokes in the same position, bit of a comm issue there for mousesports. And now they're down on smokes, which is really not what they want. And the fake is no longer working. Frozen throws in another mid to B, hopefully a correct one this time around, and it will be that. Ooh, no, take that back.
Yeah, so not the pristine utility you would love, but, you know, you're still in the 5-on-4. However, Cole aren't ever going to fall. Like, they're not, you know, they know it's not a mid to B, so they've got 3 players here ready and waiting. These 3 players need to be hitting their shots. They need to be nailing this one down. They had the info, they had that gift, and now you're looking at the rest of the gang to piece it together. The AWP tags, but it doesn't deal the killing blow. And so Poison's now a problem. He's hiding from this long player, not giving the kill over, and he tries to swing it. Rops will lock it in. Just Config left standing to deny map point to mousesports. 1v3 up through CT and a double AWP to try and go up against in the retake. This is far from ideal for Config. He nails the first, but he could get re-peeked from anywhere, and he knows that. He's very worried right about now. Doesn't know where BMAS is, knows there must be a player back in the site, tries to flash himself for the peek, but Acor's not missing today. mousesports onto map point, 1 away from taking us to a 3rd, from being 8-15 down.
That is unbelievable. Cole had 7 match points, not even map points, to close this series, to go through to Katowice. And now they're probably, you know, somewhat aware of that 3rd map looming. Don't want to think about it. Don't look it in the eye. But it's there all right. Auto sniper spam down middle for Dexter. Just getting any chip damage he can. Nothing gifted. And this is unbelievable for mousesports if they manage to do this. 2 chances to do what Cole couldn't do over 7 attempts. Robs, no more AWP. He is rifling into B. The molly is there. He will just bail. Rush gets 1 out of the long side. They're going to try and hunt him down. Can he find 2? No. BMAS with the kill. Robs dies in the B tunnels to JKS's AWP. So that's something for Cole as they aggress, knowing that Robs was off on the lurk in this position. Config is taking space.
Yeah, and I think at this point, it's like Config and Rops, they're almost like your berserkers. Like, they're the one feeding on this energy and getting more and more deadly as this game trucks on. The fact that you've taken Rops out of a round like this is huge for Complexity. Config on this deep wrap all the way through T-spawn, and he could even seal the deal that it is this A play. And that now frees up JKS to begin a rotation around towards this mid-A area. Config's going for the auto sniper.
Oh no, we talked about this earlier.
Right. Hopefully the decision to leave that in T-spawn does not come back to hurt them.
He can just hold. On a retake, I think he would go with the AK, but even if he doesn't, you can post long and win the round with this weapon. That's
assuming it even gets down to a retake, right? You've got to brave some hostile waters if you're Mouse here. 3 stacked in this A site. The Molotov to slow you down even more. Flashes to really put this push to a grinding halt, and there's a glaring gap in that smoke. From bad to worse in this one. Config's now moving in as well. He knows they have to commit to A. mousesports, they hop, skip, they jump, but they don't get by. In fact, they go down. It's Poison with the double, and Config swinging in late to put 17 on the board now for Cole. One away from that coveted double overtime.
Why not? Why not? And yeah, Config traded back to the AK. He was just using the auto to hold the doors, so I respect it. Would have been funny to see him close it with the auto, but you want the AK on the CT side. Very valuable weapon, so I shut down for Poison on A with the AWP. And I gotta say, Rush has been having a great game. You talk about Config, like obviously he's had some really crucial rounds, but Rush has been great at getting away with multi-kills in positions that you often just get one and done, like doubling down on long in many of these rounds, anchoring A pretty well. Like I've been very impressed with Rush in this one, and even if it's not enough to get Cole over the line, they've got another chance to reset things and go into a second OT. This is one last round to decide it all in the first overtime. The worst part about it, Dexter never knew about the auto that got picked up, so he didn't even learn from his mistake, which is to throw that gun right out of the map where it belongs.
Double overtime or bust for Complexity. Dexter, no fear, and maybe he should have been scared. JKS leads his fellow countryman down here in mid and opens up the round for Cole. JKS has been ludicrously quiet on this Dust2 game.
Since he's picked up the AWP.
And he started to find these openers, right? So that's a nice little sign of things to come, perhaps. However, you've lost your main AWP. Poison, a man who has been nothing but problematic to the side of mousesports, dropped without a care in the world, and now down to this 4-on-4. Cat taken. And just a cat play here even could be lethal with only Blame F inside of that A-bomb site to hold down the fort.
Yeah, Rush is going to be waiting for one of those late long lurks that have punished Complexity and Regulation, but there's nothing coming through of that form. Are they going to drop back? Because Robs is still in middle. You can bail here if you're mousesports. Obviously, he's hoping he can get a kill on a rotating player as things come through. Mouse look like they are fully selling this one, fully committing on the cross. Blame spots ahead, but he won't go in for the swing. He's waiting for them to come to him, and Rush can also assist on long.
Oh, that nade.
Oh, it could be big, and it's a dunk down. Acor, Dex, Blame. There's Robs on the way, and he does catch a player off of B. One more is here. JKS has fired off the AWP to kill Acor. Robs knows 2 separate 1v1s right now, but Rush is doubling back to try and help JKS, to try and kill Robs from the top of middle. He can't see him in this position. Robs is tucked. Robs is playing this so damn well, and even if he gets traded, he won't. He runs away. How does Robs cause this much chaos? It might be all said and done. Rush running up on Cat. Frozen drops in, and that might be info if he heard the drop. The both are below, but mousesports are above. Up with them.